The best part of Creator is the flexibility and the scalability that it provides in a rapid deployment. You spend more time in discussing logics, the workflows, the automations that are required by the business, by the client.
What's the quickest app you've built on Creator till date?
2 hours.
2 hours.
So for this client that you're referring to, we have developed many applications. When I say many, with why any one of the clients came back to us and he thanked me, said, thank you for convincing me to go ahead with Create. He had actually thought of going to Odoo, yes, but with the POC that we showcased, and we were very confident that Creator will be able to address their current requirement and will be very scalable to the future requirement that they have.
How is Creator and Odoo standing out in the market? Like, what's your take on it?
Consider it like this, the clients actually are looking at something which offers them flexibility and scalability, which they can very quickly adapt, which they can make part of their existing core infrastructure. All this is possible with Creator, and that is where it defines itself. You can define complex workflows, you can quickly adapt. Then it has the ability to further integrate with the likes of SAP now.
Hello, Kuuljiit ji. I think it's become a tradition to add G to your name, and honestly, it suits you perfectly. It's been a pleasure to have you here after a very long time. I think it's been a long catch. You and our team wanted to do this for a very long time. So thank you so much for joining us here. Pleasure to have you. Welcome.
Namaste, Sat Shri Akal, and thank you for adding G to my name. It may sound as two words, two letters, but to me, it feels like that you have actually, wrapped my name in a shawl with a lot of affection and respect. It's a gesture that carries warmth, humility, and a sense of belonging. And I'm truly touched by it. Thank you so much. I feel deeply grateful to be here at Zoho headquarters today for the creative conversations. And I feel you're absolutely right. It is long due, and it feels like coming back to home to a friend wherein we can now have very candid conversations.
Perfect. Okay. I think I did a little bit of LinkedIn stalking, plus asked around people like Suresh Angel, and you have quite the reputation here. 25 plus years of experience into sales, marketing, IT. You've been an engineer, then you did MBA in Amity. Like you've worn many hats. Along the way, you've worked with top businesses in India like Sun Pharma, Czech, McDonald's, HP. The list goes on. And apart from that, you've been associated with Creator for 7 years, Zoho for 7 years, and you're one of the leading partners in India for Creator. All these things, and plus we were having a conversation earlier, and you mentioned you've done 200 plus implementations on Creator. Apart from all these accolades, stories, and the noise from LinkedIn, etc., how would you define Kuuljiit to someone who's not known you?
So, along with this experience that you have mentioned, I am like other a very normal person who loves food, a fun-loving person who loves to crack jokes. And on the professional front, yes, I had the opportunity of working with leading brands, and my profile of usually is not valued based on the clientele that I work with, but largely with the kind of solutions that we have provided to them. So I've acted as the consulting partners to many of these firms at various levels and have assisted them with the solutions which define us, as Zoho partners, and which has also defined our journey for the past 7 years. Um, and like many other leaders, I also wear multiple hats, dresses, coats every day, wherein I shift from being a consultant to a client to mentor to a team member. So that's a journey, and that's me.
Perfect. And apart from all these things, like how did you come across Zoho? Like, I mean, 7 years back, you started the partnership with Zoho. There are many solution providers out there. Why particularly did you choose Zoho? And how did you come across Creator? Can you share us behind the scenes about it?
Yeah, very fascinating one, and a very good coincidence, I will say. So we were into product development, with developing products for ourselves, and we were providing solutions to our clients on a traditional technology front. But in early days, he realized that the time to come will be for a no code.
Which year was this?
2006 and 7. And we started looking at the available solutions for the low code, something on the mobile low code development or other platforms, and that is where a happy coincidence happened when we came across the creator, and that is where when we delved deep into it, I fell in love. That's a very popular saying, that falling in love at the first sight. So on the technology front, this was my falling in love at the first sight with Zoho Creator. And the more we delved into it, the more we researched, we realized its capabilities and the scalabilities, in the quickness that it brought, and the ease with which the solutions could be developed. And the lab is still continuing and is growing every day.
Perfect, Kuljit. So you mentioned you were into traditional coding, then you shifted to low code, and now there is AI. So seeing the shift, what's your take? Like, how long is it taking for you to build application these days on Creator?
So Creator, the best part of Creator is the flexibility and the scalability that it provides in a rapid deployment. Obviously, if you compare it with the traditional developments, the times have really reduced. And the additional benefit that Creator provides is that you don't have to worry about the basic, integrations or basic preparation for the application that is required. You spend more time in discussing logics, the workflows, the automations that are required by the business, by the client, and you do the development accordingly, right? The rest is managed by the platform. So that is where Creator has actually assisted a lot of our clients with heavy applications, but at a very rapid deployment.
What is the, like, I mean, I hope I'm phrasing it right. Like, what's the quickest app you've built on Creator till date?
Uh, to us,
2 hours.
yes.
What is that app about?
It was an app for an internal approval process required, wherein the team used to upload a file, and it used to have columns with data. Now the comparison between the two columns and the approval process was part of this, but it was requested by the client that has to be delivered into us, and that is our quickest.
How's the client's reaction after it was delivered?
They were amazed. They were simply amazed, and they are one of the India's leading consulting firm.
Nice. Okay. And I want to bring out the story. I think I was talking to Sirish. I was trying to know, like, what's the work you guys have done in the back end with Creator, etc. And they mentioned that there is one, client in the education sector with who you folks have worked, uh, where you have used AI extensively. I want to know more about behind the scenes of that implementation. What went into it? What was the use case like? How did you guys come across a client like that? Second, what was the first interaction? Like, what are the tools they were using earlier? How did Creator come into place? The modules you guys have implemented, and what benefits did they acquire using Creator?
So for this client that you're referring to, we developed many applications. When I say many, with why with many applications. So for every client that we onboard, we understand their side of the story first, and based on that story, we craft solution. That is our way. And when this client approached us for this particular specific requirement, the pain area was that they wanted to very quickly execute a process.
Hmm.
What tools were they using? Manual. So they are validating certain documents manually for 10,000, 20,000 size. And you can imagine the extensive man hours that would go in validating individually various data points. Um, in the initial, some 7, 8 years ago, we used OCR capabilities of the AI offered by Creator, wherein we um, created a solution wherein those documents were read and the data points were collected and were matched with the information already part of the system. And it gave them 80% of accuracy.
Yeah.
Right. And you can understand the turnaround time was, absolutely reduced to practically real time. And the team, which was extensive, team size was then further shrinked, and they were given certain other responsibilities. They were, to deliver internally. So that is how we had them craft solution.
And what was like, I mean, could you take us to one of their process? Like if I, especially when I was in having interaction with the team, they mentioned there was some quiz or some examination sort of thing
Yes.
where our application came into place, which actually effectively like brought down the time they were taking for evaluation, as well as it was helping the students who are part of it to, actually use the application. I mean, ideally, I would put it out in this way that that application was helping the students to effectively manage that. Like, I mean, not the students, but the coaching center to manage that entire quiz cycle in a very effective way. What was that thing like? Could you take us through that?
So the idea again, the story this client came with us was that um, they are unable to bifurcate the experts, right, into different grades.
Got it.
Um, and they wanted to do it quickly in a real time fashion without any human intervention. And they had a very specific requirement wherein they wanted the grading to be done based on the difficulty levels with which each user is actually, um, qualifying or pushing to the next level of questions. So we developed a solution wherein this quiz was developed on a grade basis. What it means is that if you answer two questions correctly, the third question would be from a upper grade, from a higher grade. If you answered another two questions correctly, the fifth question will be from a higher grade. And if you've answered a question incorrectly, then the questions would be from a lower grade. So, and this way we were able to segregate them into highly experts, likely experts, not experts, on such categories for our client. And the quiz had all sorts of questions, mathematical questions, graphical questions, audio, and there were certain instructions that they had to go through. Before, unless and until they go through these sections, they're not able to take the quiz and all. And the results were also printed in a real time fashion. How did it help them? Again, the process of evaluating 25,000, 30,000 user base concurrently is not easy. And herein, 30,000 user base concurrently was evaluated and was created into the segments.
And how do you think a solution like this can be used for or can be repurposed by other educational sectors or institutions out there?
Um, Imagine schools, imagine colleges, imagine coaching institutes. We all today really need to understand the level of grasping that goes into, is exhibited by each student for that matter. Now, how will you be able to manage that? Right, obviously with the written papers, which obviously are very extensive, take time, and you cannot conduct written examinations on a very regular basis, right? But such small quizzes at a very regular interval, let's say after a certain or quarter period of education at whatever level, be it the school, colleges, or the coaching institutes, can really, identify where the areas where the students are lacking, can identify these areas that the students are grasping well, and you can further fine tune the next processes or the next lessons or the next teaching, these will become as very key inputs to the teaching staff also, right? And in a real-time fashion, you can very quickly, the students can even take the exams from their home,
Yeah.
right? No need, so you can, across boundaries, you can manage it quite easily.
And how is this gonna like help the education sectors in terms of using a technology? Like, I mean,
It's
it's
at the end of the day, we see technology adoption in every sphere. Why education sector will expand, and education sector is adopting a lot of technology. A lot of edtech companies which are adopting technologies, coming out with very unique products to impart education for assessments, right? And this will equally add or work as the piece um, for the for the users, for the students, or for the institutes, colleges, schools, and coaching institutes.
got it. And apart from education, any other like any industries
So,
you've
so
worked?
that's a very good question, sir. So consider it like this: there are a lot of companies or organizations who do who provide training to their staff,
Correct.
technicians, right, supervisors. They all can use this. If a technician is um, being onboarded, right, you have to help him understand the product. You have to help him understand how to troubleshoot the product. You also have to help him understand the solutions that can be provided. All these can be built into a solution, right? You see the video, go to the introduction, what the product is all about, learn about the product, answer specific set of questions. So really understand, if you grab, if you have, and then understand and categorize these technicians, for example, and say, yeah, with highly, expert knowledge, lead improvement in certain areas. And you can then further bifurcate such user base and, and let them go to the market for offering the solutions or the services to the customers.
Perfect. And any other industries you worked with? But I mean, education. I think your profile mentioned so many big clients. Of course, there's a restriction that like you can't be like you can't be taking the client's name for the usage of like the technology they are doing, which is totally fun. But understanding how well or how deeply they have integrated creator into the workflow. So, any one particular use case which remains your favorite till date?
Oh, there are many. We have our moments very often with our clients, and majority of our clients have been with us for a longer period now. We have created a lot of our moments, but one that in the recent past that I very feel happy about is we actually when one of the clients came back to us and he thanked me, said, "Kuuljiit, thank you for convincing me to go ahead with Create."
Mm.
So uh, he had actually thought of going to Udo, yes, but with the POC that we showcased, and we were very confident that Creator will be able to address their current requirement and will be very scalable to the future requirement that they have, and to be their very happy customer. So
As you have mentioned, Udo name out there, if you don't mind, how is Creator and Udo standing out in the market? Like, what's your take on it?
if you will ask me, I would say Create. Obviously, what I need. So when
Generic, like, let's say you're a technology partner, you're implementing, let's say I have a business out there.
so consider it like this, like the clients actually are looking at something which offers a flexibility and scalability, right? Which they can very quickly adapt, which they can um, make part of their existing core infrastructure.
Yes.
All this is possible with Creator, right? And that is where it defines itself, right? It gives you a flexibility to enhance your business processes to greater complexities. We're doing a lot of complex work for our clients on Creator, right? we can define complex workflows. You can quickly adapt. Then it has the ability to further integrate with the likes of SAP now. That gives a very added advantage wherein to many of the coins, if creator becomes a core digital backbone of the technology adoption, to some places it becomes a peripheral digital backbone,
Right.
right? That scalability is something um, that takes creator a lot ahead from many other platforms. I feel that's my personal opinion.
Nice. I mean, I also have recently read many case studies which creator has been writing about different customers out there. Let's say Career Wheels, let's say Ral Pro. There are many clients who have either chosen creator over SAP or who have complemented creator with SAP as well. So I want to understand your take as a partner, like how is how is creator complementing SAP? SAP is a tool that's been used by enterprises for a very long time. And how is creator, where is creator coming into this picture? Which particular process or where there is a need, and how is it complementing that platform?
So consider it like this: SAPs and the likes of SAPs are the legacy systems that were being adopted, right? And are being adopted. But not everyone can fully utilize SAP. There are certain compliance purposes, or there are certain very specific requirements for which they deploy SAP, right?
Would you like to simplify what is
Let's say,
what
for
is
instance, a
SAP?
very quick, example that we can discuss. So, finance module of an SAP is something that majority of the organizations look at when they have to adopt an SAP, then support probably, just to give an example. Now, we feel that there is no need for you to change the core legacy system.
Mm.
And the businesses need automations, process automations or business process automations for various functions. Right. All these species cannot be developed in SAP or others. That the year creator can come into picture. Creator comes into picture, wherein it can act as your peripheral digital backbone.
Mm.
You develop the pieces that you need to automate, different parts, bring down the cost, right? And still have larger adaptability at the org level, at the vendor level, at the customer's level. So you get extensibility. That is what creator offers, and that is what it will become more powerful in the times to come, according to me.
Nice. And how's, let's say, these legacy modernization, that's a term that's been widely used in industry these days, right? Especially over tools like SAP or Oracle or different tools out there. How would, like, when I'm an enterprise decision maker, like I own an enterprise and I'm going to take a decision maker. Let's see, what do you think? What are the factors do you think I should consider when I'm choosing creator?
If you are thinking of expanding technology adoption across your teams, across your business, you should consider creator. Let me give you an example. I was having a conversation with one of the businesses. They had NetSuite implemented,
Mm.
and they were looking at developing a dealer management system, right? Wherein they wanted to record the product being sold by the distributor into the system for warranty, non-warranty purposes, for logging the tickets, for the technician, for the after sales support. The entire piece, if you develop in NetSuite, talks about a very high cost. That is where the creator can play a very important role, integral role. You keep the cost effective, but you expand your business process automation across teams, across businesses, include your dealers, include your customers. give them the required technology adoption, and being part of the process itself. And hence it will become ease for you to manage the operations in totality. Currently, we've seen this case itself, they were managing the data in pieces. Currently, there were no records. Half of the data was in Excel,
Got it.
right? Half of the data was with some other application. Wherein you get an integrated information in one place, and this piece is created, which can then talk to your enterprise legacy adoption of NetSuite or SAP for that matter. And in Creator, you can also develop enterprise grade application solutions, which we are doing currently for a lot of our clients.
Okay, that is exactly where I want to dive into is what are the factors enterprises are considering? Like he's considering security as a premium thing. What is Creator standing for that? He's considering an X factor, other factor, which you could name it better because you would have many conversations with enterprise decision makers out there. So what are those factors? And let's say security is one of the things.
Yeah.
And Creator or Zoho in general, like prioritizes security for sure. So what's your take on that and how are enterprises reacting to it?
No, I must congratulate Zoho for providing that peace of mind to the customers. With all the security policies that Zoho has adopted, it has become a lot easy for us to address this challenge to our clients. It is equally on par with any other, platform, SaaS platform, right? So the questions of data security are something which we do not, currently face much. We have had clients, we still have clients who are largely US companies but have their, subsidiaries here, and they are very high on this data security policies. So we share with them the required set of documents, the policy that, and they're all very, kind of happy with the kind of enterprise grade level data security solutions or policies that have been implemented. So, and that is where that gives them quite peace.
Got it. Okay, I think we have been going around this point of education. Then we delved into like how is Creator complementing other technologies out there. One other aspect I wanted to cover was the family aspect. I've heard from our team saying that I think your son name is
Jasnoor.
Harnoor. Okay, Jasnoor is yeah. So Harnoor especially, I think he's been working with the team closely these days for different webinars, different collaborations out there. And I got to know that you are a person who's an engineer, who's done MBA from Amity. And there is a standard or I could say typical parent mindset like, our son should go like this. And especially in India, I think we have seen that. Growing up, I've seen like my father like gave a lot of value to education. I still remember they've sacrificed a lot of things. They've like my mother has sold her jewelry just to educate us. Like the education was such a core piece.
Very cool.
And growing up, you would have like also felt the same thing. That though there is an age gap of like lot, but in your period, maybe the education was not at that point, but still you folks prioritized education.
Yeah.
But in our period, there was something like degree honi chahiye. Correct. There should be a degree.
Yes.
But Harnoor heard that he's gone the non-traditional way.
Yes.
He's not done education through a college or something. He's doing it through his probably learning
program.
Exactly. So can you shed some light like how you as a father, and especially today he holds a CTO role inside your company. He's been having amazing conversations with clients out there.
Yes.
There is a good work from him. I think he's just aged 23.
Yes.
So age 23, CTO of Abroll. And this title, obviously, to the people out there, it's not coming just because he's from the family.
Nah.
He's worked his like sweat out of it. Like he's really given us everything.
Okay.
I want to understand my typical mindset of yours. How did you agree to this non-traditional way? Number one. Number two, how did Harnoor come across, let's say, a platform like Creator? What was his impression? What was his impression to overall Abroll business out there?
Thank you so much. Yes, Noor, it wasn't an easy decision actually. So very right, the traditional manner says the degree is important. But the concept of degree has changed over a period, according to me. Um, Even if you do get a degree, you have to have certain expertise over a period of time. Right? And we all deserve certain expertise over a period of time. So I took a big risk, if I can say so. We had a good conversation. The idea was that I wanted to give him a hands-on expertise from day one and not rely largely just on the degree.
When did this start? The cycle?
This was when he passed out his higher secondary.
Okay.
Right. So immediately post that, he joined me. He worked on projects.
Was it a conversation initiated by you or him?
It was initiated by me. I had to understand what I'm thinking, where I want him to go. And I feel very pride when you rightly mentioned to see him today after such period at such young age, with the kind of conversations he gets into, and with the good words that I hear from clientele about his maturity, in terms of addressing, solutioning, and understanding the platform very well. Um, and none of the that feels very, good and very nice. And he acts as a technology consultant to our clients, right? That is where he's inputting himself. He's creating an expertise for himself. I think an easy journey, as I mentioned, a lot of risk. With a lot of risk, with a leap of faith, I took this decision, and I'm happy to see when both my son and my daughter I'm
What
going
is
to.
Jasnoor doing now?
So the Snoor is our Chief Customer Success Officer, and she is responsible for managing the client's entire life cycle.
Got it.
Right. So she is the lightning of the face when it comes to customer taking, ensuring that the products or the solutioning is imparted in the right fashion.
Like more into the
Eventually,
development side? Or
no. So she's also okay. So she was also hands-on development.
Yeah.
Um, she was high on analytics and creative, um, and now she takes care of handling the client from the entire journey once the client is onboarded on, to us. And then she takes over in terms of the communication part, listening with the team, ensuring everything is on the right track and all that.
One out of like create a question like how are you as a human managing two roles of being a boss, being a father, and how is the conversation at your dining table?
So we have a very simple concept. I think majority of the families have that there is no ego in the family, right? And when we are at work, we all have very specific roles that we perform. Um, uh, and that to both, yes.
Yeah.
But lastly, we respect each the role that we are performing, and we enjoy that role and conversing, engaging with that in mind. So on the scenario where there are less of or disagreements or not,
Right.
opinions, and they are very healthy signs, right? Because at the end of the day, we believe that instead of one opinion, the client should win, right? And there are multiple, processes that we follow at our end, wherein we try and understand the pros and cons, of each opinion that we have, um, and we always keep our clients at first.
Has there ever been a conversation where your decision, ideally maybe Harnoor or Jasnoor's decision was prioritized over yours?
Mini, I'm very happy.
There have been
And I feel very happy. Sometimes, okay, so I call myself as an old traditional guy, and they're the young, modernized,
You could have called it. Like, I mean, I think, especially when you have let your son explore that non-traditional, like non-conventional path of education, I don't think you're old traditional fellow, but yeah.
So,
Yeah, maybe certain
and the
aspects.
style of working maybe,
Yeah.
and the style of thought process maybe,
Mm.
they have very fresh ideas,
Mm.
and they look at things very differently, right? Um, and I feel very happy when their ideas and their suggestions are actually impacting positively in to the client, and are giving that confidence to the client, or and happiness to the client. So yes, I'm very happy, and happens very often.
Nice.
What happy to lose there on the such fronts.
Nice.
Like it's a still a win.
I think you're happy as a father, as a boss, and everything out there.
So then, as I said, the rails we have to respect, and when we all work with one agenda in mind, that client comes first. Um, at the end of a day, if client is being delivered, is being happy, uh, I always feel happy.
Nice. And how has Zoho or Creator contributed to your partnership? Like, there are many businesses who have achieved a lot of, benefits out of Zoho, especially Creator to express view. There have been many case studies which are a testament. But coming to partnerships, how are partners like you, let's say you're one of the leading partners in India. How is that being a partner? Like, how has Zoho contributed to your growth? What benefits have you acquired out of Zoho?
So when two parties engage in a business, right? What best clicked for us and Zoho was the values that we both share, and I think we both share very common values, right? And hence, and we work exclusively on Zoho. We do not work on any other product or any other.
Thing.
Yes, so we work exclusively on Zoho. It's a very conscious decision that we have taken, because we see the values adopted by Zoho, and we see the product line that is being developed. We believe in. So if you believe in, I think that defines the relationship,
Yeah.
right? And this relationship has given us a lot. It has given us platforms which we are very proud of taking to our client.
Mm.
It has given us the opportunity to provide solutions to the industries. It has helped us provide, compete with the who's and who's, with the solid platforms, and so there's a lot that we have not only got from the values, but also from the tools that Zoho is providing. And we are in exchange, trying to reward by doing good work on the platforms, by delivering good solutions, by servicing good clientele through Zoho product line.
Over the 7 years, you're not just a creative partner now. You've worked with 20 plus Zoho products.
Yes.
Over those years, how has your client base grown? Like, from what number to what number? If you could express, like, tentatively, maybe.
So we are well good members. Uh, we have very less clientele with whom we have one application relation. That is where we have grown a lot. We've grown wherein we have been able to maintain that relationship for times to years and year on year, right? And we have also grown from one application to multi applications and for our clientele. So I see our growth more largely there in terms of the size of number of clientele that we have. So our acquiring rate is very high.
Right.
Maintaining ratio is very high. Um, that is one growth which makes me feel very happy that we've been able to maintain clients that we started with. That's so that is our journey.
Anybody who started with you, like let's say 7 years back, and is still a client of yours, especially let's say
90% of our clients are with us still at any point of time they started.
noise.
Yes.
That's a good number. So, what's cooking at Abroll now?
Oh, our specialty creator.
Yeah, right.
So our creator season is very busy and buzzing. So we're doing a lot of work for our clients across 16 plus industries. Yes, from developing complex ERPs to dealer management system, after sales support system, complete logistics app, this and many such applications. So we work on Cretan every day, every hour, every minute. So that is how we eat, live, and breathe creative every day.
Got it. Okay. Like, let's just like think I'm a client who has a technology requirement out there. If you had to convince me, like, this is what creator is, how would you define it in probably, let's say, in 2 minutes?
So according to me, creator is a bridge between imagination and execution.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, that is one line. I guess there is another way I can say. Creator is the freedom with structure. That is what we were discussing earlier. That it gives you quick adaptability and scalability. Right. A canvas where your business ideas can be turned into working solution. So these are the very three quick ways I describe you as a creator.
Nice. And I wouldn't take much of your time from now on, Kuljit. So thank you so much for taking your time for this particular podcast. I think, again, like I said earlier, right, you and our team wanted to do this for a very long time, and we have come to an end of this conclusion because you have a flight to catch also. So I don't want you to miss out that one. But definitely looking forward for more such exciting conversations in the future, and looking forward to have Harnoor, just Noor here as well. So all the best, and wishing you all a very good luck.
Thank you so much for inviting me. And yes, we will always be looking forward to meet you again with Anu and Jasu. And before we wrap up, I want to say a heartfelt thank you to you, not only to you and to but to Zoho in totality. And you've not just given us the platform; you've given us a partnership, right? And that's shaped our journey and allowed us to touch industries, geographies, and lives we might have never reached, otherwise. And to the creator community listening, please remember that this isn't just a tool, you use. It's a space where you create your ideas, right? And you care for your clients, can come to life actually if you um, enhance your creativity on creator. For us, it's been a journey filled with learning, relationship, and purpose. And I hope it is for you too.
Yes, it is.
Thank you so much.
Thank
It's
you
been
so
a
much,
pleasure.
Kuljit.